All right, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve. It's an exciting day today. All right, we got the holiday cheer. We got holiday spirit. We're all optimistic about our teams. I've looked at my lineups so many times. I think I'm just done. I just have to trust the decisions at this point. But we have plenty of news to give you before the show. We've got inactives to tell you about, and we've got your questions that we are answering for the next hour and a half. No Heath today, no Frank today, but we will have Dave and Jamie at some point. And happy holidays, Chris. How are you, sir?
I'm good. We've got a big hunk of pork roasting in the oven. I got some friends over. I'm wearing my Christmas Tyrannosaurus Rex pajamas that my mom got me. I got some coquito. I'm ready to go.
All right. So how about I have a question here that is the exact decision that I made today in the same format and everything, and I went with Roschon Johnson. So that was actually surprising news this morning. Hope everything's okay with D'Onta Foreman. He's missing the game for personal reasons. Are you a Herbert or a Roschon guy?
I reject the duality. I fall outside of the Roschon Khalil Herbert binary because I think it's unlikely that either of them is going to be all that good. We really haven't seen much. I mean, really, outside of like the 3 games where it was just D'Onta Foreman, this backfield has been pretty useless for fantasy, right? Like,
oh no, it depends. It depends how many catches you're going to get from Roschon, right? So,
sure,
Roschon. So the 3 weeks ago they played a game without Foreman, and it was Johnson with 10 carries and Herbert with 6. And Johnson with 5 catches on 5 targets, and Herbert with 2 catches on 2 targets. And that's that game, because there's not a lot to go by here. That game is the one that's swaying me to go Roschon Johnson. That and the fact that last week they all played, and Roschon Johnson actually played the most snaps on first and second down, not even counting third down. So I'm going Roschon here, and it's Arizona. That is the
it's a great matchup. It's just
Arizona.
Like 10 carries and 5 targets. That's a fine roll. He had 12.5 PPR points. I don't know. I think he's a fine RB3. I have Roschon Johnson ahead of Khalil Herbert, but my preference would be to not have to use either of them. Now, whether that means that I would start Curtis Samuel ahead of Roschon, let's see. I do have Curtis Samuel ranked higher.
All right, but that's where I'm at with Roschon. I mean, I'm starting him over Curtis Samuel. Let's say I'd gotten this news yesterday just in this same league. I wouldn't have started him over Austin Eckler, for example, who I didn't love this week. And if he gives me what Austin Eckler gave yesterday, then I'll be happy with that as a flex for Roschon Johnson. Herbert, we're going to be a little bit lower on. All right, let's get to some questions here. Achane or DeAndre Swift in PPR?
I have Achane 1 spot higher than Swift.
I would also go Achane. Achane, Barkley, or Achane? Standard scoring.
I'm going Barkley ahead of Achane twice. Yeah. Actually, if you actually could start Achane twice, I would probably just do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, Barkley, I hate this week. I am starting him, but I'm very nervous about it. It makes me feel sick.
The workload has not been good. Like there have been a couple of games during the Tommy DeVito era where he's gotten a lot of carries, but the passing game workload has been very poor for Saquon Barkley. He had the 1 game where he scored the 2 receiving touchdowns, but even then, I think he only had like 40 receiving yards in that game, right? Something like that. And so it's there's a chance he gets 8 carries and 5 targets and is an also ran this week. So I do have Barkley ahead of Achane, but I don't know. Neither feels super safe, and Achane probably has more upside, so I might go Achane.
What are you doing with Tyreek Hill right now?
My number 2 wide receiver. I'm just assuming if he's out there, there's no way you can sit him. Whether you want to rank him, I don't know, 13th or 2nd or what. Like I think you have to play Tyreek Hill. There's no way you can sit him.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to play. They've been pretty optimistic about it. I wish it were a 1 o'clock game, but it isn't. Thankfully, we have other 4 o'clock games. We have 3 games tomorrow. We obviously have the game tonight, so hopefully you have some fallback plans if Tyreek Hill does not play, but we're expecting him to play. Dak Prescott or Justin Fields? This is the 3rd time I've been asked this today, and the Tyron Smith being out, Zach Martin being questionable, I went with Justin Fields, which is different than I had earlier this week. So I'm going Fields here.
Yeah, among quarterbacks who have not played yet, I have Jalen Hurts number 1, Justin Fields number 2, Dak Prescott number 3. So I would go Fields over Prescott. I think they're both good options.
Okay, I would go Purdy over both of them, I think. But
that matchup's really tough.
It is.
Except for the game Matthew Stafford had against them, I guess.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it's just I can't wait for that game. I just cannot wait. Breece Hall in PPR or Kenneth Walker?
I have not known what to make of Kenneth Walker all week. It's a decent matchup, a pretty good matchup, but the shoulder injury, it was so weird. He missed practice Wednesday and Thursday. But there was I was reading a story in the Seattle Times. I was trying to find something on it because nobody talked about it. And the only thing I found was a story from Thursday morning or Wednesday morning in the Seattle Times that said, now that he's back to full strength. So I think it's okay, but I don't know. Even if he is 100%, I don't think Kenneth Walker is a must start. So I would go with Breece Hall ahead of Kenneth Walker.
Okay. Walker's definitely, it's tough. It's not ideal. Jake Ferguson or Tyler Lockett or Antonio Gibson?
Yeah, so like Roshan is this week what I'm concerned about with Antonio Gibson last week. Right? Like that's what I'm worried that this is this week's version of Antonio Gibson last week. So I don't think I'd go with Gibson. Lockett versus Ferguson feels like a coin flip to me. Maybe Ferguson has a better chance of scoring a touchdown, so I'd go with him.
Yeah, I would go with Ferguson. I think there's probably a little higher floor with Lockett, a little bit, but I'd go with Ferguson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have them 6 spots apart. I do have Lockett ahead in my flex ranking, so I guess I am contractually obligated to say him.
Everybody, by the way, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it on Christmas Eve. That's awesome of you. Hope we all have an amazing holiday, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week. Good luck to you today. If you wouldn't mind, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and vote for us. Go to sportspodcastawards.com, then click vote, and it's the best fantasy gaming and sports betting category, I believe it is. And there you can vote for fantasy football today. It's really, really quick. Takes, I would say, 30 seconds at most. If you could just stop what you're doing and vote for us, that would be really awesome, and we would very, very much appreciate it. Right now, let's check out the poll here. Oh, how many semifinals are you in? I'm going to guess people were mostly saying 1 to 2. Yeah, 72%. Most people don't play in a ton of leagues, but hopefully you're having a great fantasy season. We're going to cap it off with a big weekend today. All right, let's start 2 of these. Chandler, and Ridley.
Man, that's tough because Chandler, it sounds like he's going to be the lead back even if Alexander Mattison plays. There was a great quote from Kevin O'Connell that basically said he's kind of the lead guy moving forward. I think I'm sitting Ridley. I don't feel great about that because obviously Ridley's got a really good matchup with Tampa Bay. They've been so vulnerable against the pass.
Oh, I love him.
I'm sitting Ridley, but...
You're sitting him? Oh,
yeah.
I love him. I think I'm going crazy this week because I feel like... I mean, let me just look at rankings here. I'm trying to think. Here are some receivers I would start over Calvin Ridley. Puka Nacua, Rashid Shaheed, T. Higgins, Olave, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. I'm sure there are a lot that I'm not thinking of that are studs, but I would start him over Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson.
So Garrett Wilson, I don't think I can with the Washington matchup. I know Trevor Siemian's his quarterback, but Washington leaves guys open 30 yards down the field like 3 times per week. Trevor Siemian can hit one of those, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I still have Calvin Ridley in the Drake London, Jordan Addison range of high upside guys, but I haven't seen enough from him to think he deserves to be any higher than that.
He's 13th for Dave. He's 23rd for Jamie right now. And then Heath has him. I think Heath I don't know if he hasn't updated his rankings yet, I don't think. But all right, so that's basically like Jamie is basically where Chris is, and Dave is basically where I am on Calvin Ridley. Let's see what we got. Achane or Swift? We did this one, I think.
Yes, I have Achane 1 spot higher.
Roshan, Wicks. Oh, let's talk about Wicks here. Or Jerome Ford. Who would you go with?
Ford versus Roshan is a tough call. I think I lean Ford, certainly a higher floor. I might just go Wicks ahead of all of them. He's been fairly impressive lately. 2 games with over 90 yards in his last 4. The targets haven't been super consistent, but you're hoping with Jayden Reed and Christian Watson out that'll change. So I do think I would lean Wicks here.
Yeah, and I think if you need a tight end, I really think Tucker Kraft is someone to look at. But at the same time, I don't know what to make of this game. It's so weird, right? You've got a lot of injuries for the Packers. Dillon is playing. But who knows how much work they'll give him.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 wide receivers that are out. And you got Jordan Love, who spreads the ball around to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's asking about Dontayvion Wicks. Nobody's asking about Romeo Doubs. Does anybody want to start Romeo Doubs? What about Kraft? And then there's the whole Carolina factor. That they're one of the worst matchups for passing games, for quarterbacks, for wide receivers, for tight ends. But what do we really expect the Packers to go in and run the ball all over them? I don't know. If that's the case, then Aaron Jones should be a must start. I actually think Aaron Jones is basically a must start. I think
I think so.
5 passes, like a low end must start, but you should start him. But I don't know how this game plays out with the Packers and the Panthers. I really don't.
If Dillon and Jones were both 100% healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers went out and ran the ball 35 times. But do they want to give Jones more than 15 touches? Can Dillon can't have a role in the passing game playing with a broken thumb, right? So is it just completely telegraphing your offense if he's out there? It's a weird situation. I think Jones is a top 24 running back. I think Wicks is in the wide receiver 3 discussion. I think Dobbs is a little bit below him, but that's just a gut feeling. I have no idea, really, if Romeo Doubs or Dontayvion Wicks is going to be better. They've been very similar in terms of productivity this season. It's been tilted towards Wicks lately, but it's not like it's been consistent.
Yeah, watch Malik Heath come out and have a big game or something. How about team name? John Wicks. John Wicks.
Yeah, that's just the name of the movie, Adam. That's a great team name.
No, because the movie is Wick, right? And then
I get you just added an S. Yeah, no, I get it.
Fine. How about Dontayvion Wicks Parabellum?
All right, can I tell you my trivia team name this week? We always go with a Star Wars pun. We're usually Obi-Wan, but sometimes we have to have multiple team names. And this week was a holiday trivia, obviously. So we went with C-3PO Holy Night.
That's good. That's very good. Wicks or Parker Washington is also interesting here.
I'd go with Wicks, but yeah, Washington with both Christian Kirk and Zay Jones. I think Zay Jones is officially questionable, but I'd be surprised if he played. So right. I would go with Wicks, but it wouldn't shock me if Washington had a great game. That's a very good matchup.
Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, or Travis Etienne?
You got to start one?
Yeah.
If it's just one, I'm starting Bijan. I think we get the bounce back week. His usage has been so consistently great since that migraine game, which cost them, $300,000, the Falcons?
Yeah.
So I have them ranked Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne. They're all top 10 running backs for me this week, though.
Okay. I would go Taylor, Bijan. I would go with the order that you listed them, Daniel. So Etienne's last for both of us in case you do have to start 2. Ridley or Ken Walker? I'll go Walker.
Yikes. Half PPR. I think I give Walker the edge. Here's
what scares me about Ridley. Trevor Lawrence basically hasn't practiced all week.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let's be honest, what Calvin Ridley has been this year. He's had a bad year. I think it's pretty obvious that he has bad games when he's got tough matchups. But if he's the center of attention now, there's no one else to take any coverage away from him, basically. I still believe in him, but when you're talking about somebody like Ken Walker, who I also believe in, I'll play it safe there.
I think they're kind of similar. I think they're both likely to have pretty good roles. It's not a question of opportunity for both of them. It's just they've both been so big play dependent this season. Ridley's kind of – it's not quite Gabe Davis from last season, but – all the talk in the offseason, all the controversy, all the debates in fantasy, and you've had a lot of reasons if you were on either side of that to celebrate. I think they're both, you're kind of hoping for a home run from either of them.
You believe Gabe Davis? The nerve of that guy.
I started him all season in Scott Fishbowl. I got like one good game out of it. I got eliminated last week. I was like bottom 20 in the entire competition last week. And of course he does this. It's perfect.
Yeah. Who should I start? Tony Pollard or Derrick Henry, PPR?
I have Pollard just ahead.
Yep, me too. Chandler or Zeke? And does your answer change if you need more upside?
No, I think they're kind of similar. Maybe Zeke in a full PPR league probably has a little bit of an edge because I do feel better about the passing game role with him. I think if Alexander Mattison has a role this week, it's likely going to be in the passing game. So in a full PPR, I would give Zeke the edge, but I'm going Chandler here.
I'm going Zeke, and I don't even like Zeke that much, but it's such a step up in competition for Chandler when you talk about the run defenses that he's facing. Last week facing the Bengals without DJ Reader, this week facing Detroit. So they're pretty similar to me. I'll go Zeke. Start 2, Montgomery, Achane, and Ty Chandler, PPR.
Detroit's run defense is pretty bad now, though, right? Like they were really good early on, but they've allowed 100+ yards in 4 of their last 5, 98 in their 6th in that sample. So I'm not too worried about the matchup there for Ty Chandler. I think the Lions are eminently beatable on defense. They've regressed hard. As for this, I would sit Montgomery.
Yeah, that's really tough. I know I'm going Achane here, and then Montgomery's one I've struggled with all week. The idea of him not scoring in 3 straight games is just nutty to me. That I just don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to score. I'm fine with that.
But that's the thing about David Montgomery is that's the only path to 15+ PPR points.
The 15, yeah, but to give him credit, he's been around 12 2 weeks.
Right, no, he's
touchdown.
He's still decent.
So, yeah, like if Mattison were out, I would go Chandler. I think I'm going to go Montgomery. Anyway, I think I'm going to go Montgomery, but you can tell I don't have a ton of conviction in it here, so you can go with Chandler. Yes, Merry Christmas Eve. Start 1 running back and sit a wide receiver. Barkley, Connor, Roshan.
Start 1?
Yeah.
I would go with Barkley. It's not with a ton of confidence, though.
And we have to sit Jefferson, Metcalf, Cooper, Ayuk.
Man, I think you got to sit Metcalf here, right?
I'm sitting Cooper.
Yeah, I think it's those 2, but that sucks. All 4 of those guys are top 24 wide receivers for me. I would sit Metcalf, but him and Cooper is pretty close to a coin flip.
Let's pick 2 here for Hazel. Walker, Saquon, Connor, Montgomery.
I think it's Saquon and Walker for me. No, Saquon and Connor.
Oh, okay. I'll go Saquon and Walker. That's so funny. It's like you can't just go with your gut. My gut tells me that Barkley's going to be terrible, but that's stupid. You can't do that. He's Saquon Barkley. If the Giants have any success offensively, he's probably going to be a part of it. So I can't drop him down too low, but I'd be just nervous starting him.
It reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from High Fidelity. My guts have bleep for brains.
My what?
My guts have bleep for brains.
That's good. Josh Downs, Curtis Samuel, or Evan Ingram flex?
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. I like him a lot. Awesome Christmas sweaters. Yes. Yeah, this was not coordinated.
It's just Christmas.
Yeah, and Schaefer has a Nero's Pizza hat too, which is great. Zay Flowers, Gus Edwards, Demario Douglas, PPR.
Oh boy, I don't really like any of those options. Zay, we're pretty sure is playing, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd go with Flowers. Just the target share outside of last week has been really, really strong when Mark Andrews has been out. I think that's the lean I'd go. But obviously, Gus is just, if he scores a touchdown, you feel fine about starting him. If he doesn't, you don't. And it's a really tough matchup.
Yeah, and they are going to be, the Niners are going to be without Eric Armstead's their best run defender. So it helps a little bit. Obviously, no Keaton Mitchell. So you go Flowers here, and if he doesn't play, then luckily you have a backup.
Yeah, I think that's fine, yeah.
As far as my sweater goes, so it's a Christmas vacation sweater. That says, I don't know, Margot. But for people who don't get it, this sweater was actually very poorly designed because there's no comma. So it just looks like it says, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was I don't know Margot.
Right. Well, this is dumb. And I should try to just maybe get someone to sew on a comma, I think.
Just a little duct tape, like when a player gets traded and someone doesn't want to buy a new jersey.
Flacco or Goff?
I'm going Goff. Indoors.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I feel bad here. Sassy, I'm going to be looking for your questions. Thank you so much for voting. Believe me, there's most questions I don't even see. We have so many. We have 2,000 people here. See how many likes we have.
Vote for Fantasy Baseball Today for Best Baseball Podcast, too.
Yes, do that. There's a lot of CBS podcasts out there, so vote for them. We have 300 likes with 2,000 people. Really? Really?
They don't like us.
Isn't that what like Tim Robinson would do? He'd be like,
Don't get me started. My friends are in town and we've been doing nothing but quoting, I think you should leave the entire weekend, and I think my wife might leave me.
I think she should leave. Bears or Broncos? Who do you drop for Roshan? All right, well, who do you like better? Is I guess the question.
I think I like the Broncos better this week, but if you're talking about dropping one of them, I really like the Bears next week because they get the Falcons. So, and the Broncos get. So, like, you're probably just stashing these teams, right? That's probably what this is. Who do the Broncos play next week? Why am I blank? Why can't I see it?
Who do the Broncos play next week?
The Chargers. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, I think you dropped the Bears. I think the Bears are a better defense, though. Yeah, drop the Bears. It's fine. Who cares?
Yeah,
this applies to one person.
I'm trying to find the face that I was looking for. Oh, there it is.
It's the one where he gets kicked out of because he won't stop going on the zip line.
Yeah.
Aw, you sure about that?
Hold on, I'm gonna share it so everybody knows I'm not crazy here. Ready? This is what I was trying to do. Hide our comments. And
all right, now you got an ad on there.
I got an ad. Awesome. Yep, we don't want that.
Free advertising for Cracker Barrel.
Really? Aw. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Honestly, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's fine. Don't let this ruin your brain. Every person I know who has watched that show, their brain is ruined and they talk like a moron because of that show.
Just watch season 2. It's by far the best season. Kyler Murray or Joe Flacco?
Kyler.
Kelsey or McBride in non-PPR?
I'm stubbornly sticking with Kelsey as my number 1 tight end, but McBride's number 2, so
I am too. I agree with you. Yeah. Barkley, Swift, or Gus?
You can't start all 3? Triples is safest. Triples is best. Sorry, sitting Gus.
You should leave?
Yeah, that's I think you should leave schedule. All right, that's the last one.
Yeah, right. Start a wide receiver and a tight end and a flex. Ridley, Hopkins, Nico, we haven't talked about yet. Collins, McBride, Laporta.
I hate the matchup for Nico. Hate that he's playing with a backup quarterback, but he's been so good this season that I have to go with Nico here. And then McBride over Laporta, but that's pretty close to a coin flip.
Yeah, but you can start I'm going Ridley, Collins, McBride.
I have Hopkins just ahead of Ridley. I'm actually not really downgrading Hopkins because of the QB change in Tennessee, but yeah, I think that's fine. I would go Hopkins, Collins, McBride.
Kittle or Ingram, and then Taylor, Gibbs, Mostert, Bijan. We only 2 of them. Mamma mia.
Wow. Gibbs and Bijan, and that feels bad. And then Ingram over Kittle feels slightly less bad.
Ingram, yeah. Gosh, I really don't know what to do with this running back thing here. I'm just going to let Chris answer it. But I would have Taylor in my lineup. To me, Taylor is the most every down backy of those running backs, which is a term now, every down backy.
Yep.
So
it's in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. They just tweeted it. It's one of their words of the year.
He would be
no, this is one of the downsides of only having 2 people on the stream right now is you have to answer every question.
I know.
When there's like 4 of us, it's like just kind of like, I was looking at my notes. I'm sorry, I couldn't get to it.
And you especially have to answer all the questions. I can pick and choose a little bit here. Superflex, Heineke, Nico Collins, or Roshan?
Prefer like a Stella. Superflex, I think you go with the quarterback.
Yeah, I will. That's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hall or Ridley, half PPR. Yeah, I know we're definitely going to split on this. I'm going to go with Ridley.
I would go with Hall.
See,
Washington's really bad.
Zach Wilson I would probably go with Breece Hall if Wilson played.
Hall was getting a bunch of targets from Simeon and the other backup, right?
I don't remember specifically from Simeon, but he'll get his targets. He does nothing with them, and he does nothing with his carries. But it is such a good matchup, man. The Jets. If only I could just be a little confident in them. How about Thursday night, Jets Browns? Looking forward to that.
Love it. Hall only had a 10% target share with Simeon, but Israel Ibanaconda and Dalvin Cook also had 3 targets from him, so I can't assume that those were competitive reps.
Yeah, I heard Abracadabra by Steve Miller Band the other day, which always reminds me of Abanikanda. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I get it, yeah.
Saquon or Chandler in full PPR? Oh, it's Azer versus Schaefer in full PPR. Which team's running back are you going with, Saquon or Chandler?
I was wondering, are you just playing each other in a matchup? No, Saquon.
I'm gonna piss off Schaefer so bad.
How many do you have left? How many leagues do you have left?
I only have 2 left, unfortunately. Schaefer has the best team in our dynasty league. There is no way he is losing. No chance.
I mean, this team is on an absolute heater. So,
who's favored?
I think I am, but I mean, there's injuries across every team, so I can't really, blame Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill being injured.
Yeah, I'm going against Brinson in our IDP Dynasty League, and his team is absurdly stacked because he already had Stafford, Kyron, and Puka Nacua go, and he still has Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, and Tyreek Hill.
Oh, geez.
And Isaiah Pacheco and Sam Laporta. It's bad, guys. It's bad. I'm not gonna win.
And Jamie had T. Higgins, and I had Jamar Chase injured, so that just helped him.
Look at this semifinal. The 4 quarterbacks in this Superflex league in this semifinal are Joe Flacco, Sam Howell, Jordan Love, and Nick Mullins. That's great enough. The other semifinal is a little bit better. This one guy has Purdy and Hurts. This is who beat me last week. And the other team has Goff and Jake Browning. But you're a 49% to 51% right now, so it's a toss-up. I'm rooting for you, man. We're down big early. We got Roshan, Wicks, and Parker Washington, and then Waller or Goddard. Who are you going with?
I would go with Waller, and I would go with Wicks.
Okay. Baker or Mullins? Thank you for voting, Gloria.
Baker.
And Montgomery or Njoku?
Man, it's hard to go away from David Njoku right now. It's this is like 5 straight games with 9 targets or something. Might be even longer than that. It's been a wild run for him. I would still go Montgomery, but if it's full PPR, that's going to be really close, actually. Let me check, because that's one where my gut says Montgomery. And the rankings say Njoku. Let's go. Njoku.
All right, Njoku it is. And yeah, Baker. Metcalf, Breece Hall, Waddle. Who are we benching?
We are benching, I think, Breece.
I hate this. Yeah, I think Breece. Henry or tough calls this week, man. Henry or Adams? Juggernauts out there.
Ooh, boy. Henry or Adams? I think I'm starting Adams.
Josh, I do appreciate the compliment. We already answered this question, so just let me know. We said Zay Flowers, and if Zay doesn't play, then you go to Gus Edwards. Yeah. Laporta or Njoku?
Both are top 5 tight ends. I have Laporta just ahead of Njoku.
JSN, Thielen, or Algier? I'm going JSN.
Boy. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, Dillon does have a little bit of appeal. No, I'm going to go with JSN.
It's just been so miserable for him. You're really, the last 5 weeks or so? He's had like one good game?
8 or 9 weeks. I think he hasn't scored in 8 straight games.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I picked Lawrence 2 weeks ago as post-bye start. I don't know what that means. I would not start.
He got the bye last week. Giraffes, they got the bye last week.
Okay.
I would still go with Lamar Jackson over.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I recommend them over Lamar Jackson, but where is Dave? Yeah, hey, great question.
What's up, Dave? Where you at, bud?
He'll be here any minute, I'm sure. Rob, thank you again for voting. I'll tell you about voting in a minute if you wouldn't mind helping us out there. And also we'll check in on our likes and see how many likes we have. For some reason, I always have to refresh.
500.
499. That was creepy.
Good guess.
Let's get up to 700, folks.
I should do one of those games where you guess the beans.
Okay. What is your favorite injury that Kevin McAllister gave the Wet Bandits in the Home Alone movies, or the Wet/Sticky Bandits? This is a great question here. The options are bricks to the face, increasing electrocution, blowtorch to the head, or crowbar to the chest.
The blowtorch.
I like the one where he's throwing the bricks down the stairs and they keep missing and they're trolling him. And then he throws like the big heavy iron thing. I like that one.
All right, I'm going to vote for bricks to the face, which is winning. All right,
and then immediately after that, we were watching it. They get doused in varnish. Those guys, like, obviously they would die like 12 times throughout the movies, but like that would like ruin your skin, right? Like that would be horrible.
Not to mention it makes for a very bad day.
I don't know what varnish does.
I don't know what varnish. I was about to say I have no idea what varnish is.
Is it a stain?
I don't know. I have no idea. All right. Anyway, please go to sportspodcastawards.com. Click on vote now. Go to the fantasy gaming and sports betting category, I believe it is, and vote for fantasy football today. And then when you're done with that, go to the best baseball podcast category and vote for fantasy baseball today. And thank you very much. All right, Dave is here to help now. Non-PPR, Ridley, Aaron Jones, or James Conner?
I'm going Calvin Ridley. I think there's crazy upside with him in what I am now expecting to be a very high-scoring game between the Bucs and the Jaguars.
I think I have Jones just ahead of Ridley, but I don't necessarily disagree. I think Jones is just a little safer.
I think they're all unsafe.
A Packers wide receiver or Zay Flowers in full PPR?
I want to make sure I get this one according to the rankings. I have Zay Flowers a few spots ahead of Dontayvion Wicks, and I have Wicks ranked as if Jayden Reed isn't going to play. Jayden Reed isn't going to play. So Wicks is going to be Flowers is going to be where I land. Did you get a chance to watch Wicks?
No, not really. Not really.
No.
Would it be worth our time for me to spend 5 minutes just going over the targets?
Whatever you want to do, man. I mean, I think it's probably better just to answer as many questions as you can.
Right, but I want to make sure that I'm not like missing something huge here.
Whatever makes you feel comfortable, Dave.
Well, what would make me feel comfortable would be a lazy boy in my office.
Well, that I don't think I can help you with that.
But
I mean, you gotta keep in mind that Flowers is still questionable with a foot injury. So if you think it's close and you want to play it super safe, then you can just go with Wicks. And also, why do we just not even consider Romeo Doubs? It seems
because there's a low floor for all the Packers receivers, but there's a supremely low one for him. He's practically a touchdown or bust wide receiver.
Gibson or Tajay Spears?
I do have Gibson ranked ahead.
Yep, me too. I'm starting to get the sense that this is going to be a game that like Tennessee gets absolutely blasted in. Their defense is missing literally half their starters are out, and their offensive line are without 2 of their starters. This could get ugly.
Yeah. Half PPR is Curtis Samuel, Elijah Moore, or Charbonnet?
I would go with Curtis Samuel.
I would also go with Curtis Samuel.
What if it's Deebo Samuel?
I would go
definitely
Deebo
Elijah
Samuel.
Moore.
Yeah. 6 point per passing touchdown. Pick 2. Mullins.
Someone's watching. They're going, that ugly guy on the bottom said to start Elijah Moore over Deebo Samuel.
Mullins.
Please start Deebo.
Debo. Mullins, Howell, Tannehill, Simeon, Zappi, Heineke,
and Samuel Powers.
So you basically have every one of like the bottom 12 quarterbacks this week.
No, he's got Nick Mullins.
Yeah, Mullins would be the top one.
Yes.
I think I would go Sam Howell ahead of the rest, but if he gets benched at halftime, I would not be surprised at all. I think there's probably like a 30% chance.
Do you think there's a chance that like a half of Sam Howell is right up there with 4 quarters of Taylor Heineke?
Possibly,
Trevor?
yeah. I mean,
not against
maybe not Heineke, but Trevor Siemian.
There was a quote from Ron Rivera this week that was basically, if we were trying to win games, we would bench Sam Howell. I'm paraphrasing, but it was effectively that. It was like, we benched him last week because we were trying to keep him safe because he couldn't protect himself. And if we were playing for something the rest of the way, it would be a different conversation.
I would go Mullins and Heineke here, and I would sit Addison easily.
I think I actually have Ridley and Addison, I think, back-to-back in my rankings. I think they're very similar, but I'm fine. Yeah, I have Ridley ahead of Addison.
I do too. And I think I'd go Ridley in PPR ahead of Achane. As dangerous as that can be.
You can start 2 of them.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, you sit one receiver. You sit one of that last segment there.
I'm confused.
Ridley, Addison, Achane. Sit one.
I'm sitting Addison.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Wicks or Likely, PPR?
Likely.
Ooh. I think it's probably Wicks for me, and it is.
When you win this week, if you start the Ravens tight end, we can call it a likely story.
There you go. John Wicks, Khalil Herbert, JSN, or Goddard? David,
so you just gave up?
No, this is Wicks. This is a good time to go with Wicks.
Yeah. I don't think any of the other ones are sure things either.
Dave, where'd you end up ranking Roshan? And
number 3 running back. Like him the best in PPR over the other Bears running backs.
Wow. Roshan Johnson is Dave's 3rd highest ranked running back. He is the number 3 running back in Dave's rankings. You heard it here. McCaffrey, someone, and then Roshan.
Well, clearly the someone would be thinking of a terrible quarterback, thinking of a terrible running back. Why did I say quarterback?
Yeah,
Let's just answer a question.
Kraft or Schultz?
I kind of like Kraft. I think I have Schultz ranked higher though, so I'm obligated to say Schultz.
Who do you think scores more points? Roshan Johnson, Khalil Herbert, or Justin Fields just as a runner this week?
Fields is.
What do catches count for?
Wait, no.
Full PPR.
I think Roshan.
I think Roshan too.
I might take Fields. It's probably pretty close though.
Hopkins or Lockett?
Hopkins.
I'm
not downgrading
I
him.
really don't love either guy. Dang
Okay.
it. I can't get the film up. I've got too many browsers open.
Okay, non-PPR.
For sure.
Start one of each here. Zeke or Chandler in non-PPR, and Waddle or Ridley?
Chandler, Ridley.
I think I have Chandler one spot ahead of Zeke, yes. And then I have Waddle over Ridley.
Swift or Kittle in tight end premium?
Oh, boy. I mean, the problem with Kittle is, like, I'm not sure tight end premium doesn't help him that much because,
right.
I mean, he could have, a 7-catch game, but I think I would go with Kittle, though.
How come?
Tight end premium, I do think, like, 3 or 4 points, 3 or 4 catches is likely at least, and obviously there's big play ability there, so I would go with him. Swift's role in the passing game has really evaporated, which is weird because it was an effective part of their offense early on. So I would give the edge to Kittle.
Okay. You talked me into it. If he gets 4 catches, that probably means 60 yards, 50 yards. So that's 6 plus 5, that's 11. It's tough for Swift to find 11 without the end zone visit.
London, Sutton, Montgomery, Connor.
London.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Pick 2, a tight end and a flex. I like the tight ends here.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm sitting.
How many times
I'm
have I
sitting
heard
Swift.
you say that, Adam?
Kelsey or McBride, and then Tua or Mullins.
I will go with, well, is it PPR? If it's full PPR, I'll take the walk with McBride. Otherwise, Kelsey. And I've got Tua one spot ahead of Nick Mullins.
Tua and Kelsey.
All right. Let's do a little check on the likes here. We have 700 yet? We have 603. Let's get to 800 now. We have 2,600 people here. 800 likes would be wonderful, please. Sitting here wrapping presents. I need to run. Running back.
Blake?
Thank you, Blake. We'll give you the address.
Hopefully it's booze.
No. Achan, Pollard, or Zeke, Godwin, Wicks, Kelsey. What do we got here?
We're starting a running back. The running back I like best is Achan. We're starting a receiver. The receiver I like best is Godwin. And then the flex
Kelsey.
Is either Pollard or Kelsey. I think it's got to be Kelsey.
Yeah, I'm going with Kelsey, McBride, Godwin, and Achan. Or actually, I do have Pollard ahead of Achan.
Ooh, spicy.
All right, wait, can I give you guys a little bit of trivia?
Sure.
No.
The San Francisco 49ers have 3 players with 60 targets who are averaging 11 targets per game, or 11 yards per target this season. They have 3 different guys doing that.
And they each have 60 targets.
At least 60 targets.
Okay.
How many times has a team in NFL history had more than one player with 60-plus targets at 11 yards per target?
One time, the greatest show on turf.
That's your guess? Locked in? Dave, you got a guess?
No, 2 times. That and Duper and Clayton.
Dude, those are good guesses.
I know, but I have no idea.
The thing you have to keep in mind is
Manning years.
targets have not been tracked throughout NFL history.
Yeah, right.
I think only through 1991.
Okay, then one time. Greatest show on turf.
I'll say one of the Peyton Manning years. Oh, wait a minute. What about Brady's 50 touchdown season?
It has never happened before.
Oh, okay.
This is the first time in NFL history that a team has had more than one player with 60-plus targets and 11 yards per target, and the 49ers have 3. That is
the
bonkers.
Yak yardage that they're getting is just making such a humongous difference. Because it's.
I'm guessing Kittle is not one of them.
Kittle is one of them, yes. Kittle is averaging 11 yards per target.
Kittle has a ton of yak.
McCaffrey's the only one.
Oh, McCaffrey is not?
McCaffrey's not.
Oh, okay. I guess
He's
that makes
not
sense.
catching like the same volume that he used to in San Francisco.
It's also just 11 yards per target is really, really rare. It's only happened 42 times in NFL, or 45 times in NFL history that a player's had 60 targets at 11 yards per target.
All right, I'm gonna sit Pollard from this group.
Ooh, boy, yeah, I'm sitting Pollard.
Yes, and Senior Football, this is a different podcast awards. This is sportspodcastawards.com. So you got to vote again, my man. Thank you. Waddle or Rice, half PPR?
Rice.
Yeah, I think I have Rice ahead, and I do.
Rice of Adams, poor.
Adams.
I'll take Rice.
Let's see.
You know, he only got 2 letters wrong there, but there's only like 12 letters total.
Yeah, change definitely. I need the most upside between Ingram and McBride. Let's see. It's McBride.
Well, in full PPR, it's McBride.
Oh gosh, dude, you started Diggs, Cook, and Kamara.
Yeah, I got Cook and Kamara in one league.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had Puka in that same league, so I'm actually in okay shape. But
That's
yeah,
good. Sutton, Ayuk, or Pollard? FPPR.
You're starting one. It's Ayuk, I think. Oh,
yeah,
Ayuk versus Pollard.
It's not Sutton.
It's not Sutton. It's Pollard.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm answering somebody else's question.
Thank you for voting. Ayuk, Rice, Devontae Smith, Hall, Achan, Zeke, a wide receiver and a flex, and non-PPR.
The receiver is going to be Rice.
Yep.
The flex. Wow, that's
Achan.
Flex. I kind of like Hall more.
I'll be right back.
I think I like Hall better.
Okay. I think Chris is going down the hall.
Better than down the chimney.
Yeah. Hopkins, Komet, Dobbs, and Wicks, and Myers.
Who leaves a live stream in the middle of streaming? Who does that? It's crazy.
Oh, he's back. Oh, look at that dinosaur sweater. All right. Chris is muted. I'm going to unmute him now. Hello, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. So sorry.
I don't know how many you need here.
If you only need one.
Hopkins.
I think Hopkins is the one. I kind of got a feeling about Jacoby Myers, though.
Ew.
I don't know how much they'll run the ball. Don't know how healthy Jacobs is. We know Michael Mayer's out. Should open up targets underneath for Myers. Every time we doubt him, he comes through.
That's not true.
Okay, sometimes when we doubt him, he does not come through.
Yeah, he basically has had one good game since O'Connell took over, and last week he threw a touchdown. But other than that, he's had one good game. I just, yeah, I'd go Hopkins here. ETN, Pollard, or Achane. Those are just. If you put Zeke in there, then it's like everyone and Barkley and Chandler. It's this big mash of running backs.
I have ETN ranked highest of this group. I don't feel good about it, though.
Who do you have the highest? I'm sorry.
ETN.
Adam, you're the ETN whisperer.
Yeah, I don't love him. I don't love him this week. I mean, I believe in that Bucs run defense. It was a very, very tough matchup before all the injuries, but they don't have those anymore.
Right. They're getting a little healthier.
I think, he's going to need to score. Otherwise, it's going to be like 10 points. So I would go with Achane personally. Achane has definitely been underwhelming since he's come back, without question. And, he had those 2 garbage time touchdowns. I wouldn't call them garbage time, but late touchdowns against the Commanders. And since then, he's been underwhelming. But
the workload has been really still pretty good. It's mostly just that he hasn't been outlier efficient and he hasn't been scoring touchdowns. But 9 targets in week 14. I'm really struggling with which week it is. Week 4. I think I had a day where I wrote everything as week 14 this week, and then I had to go back and fix it. But yeah, he had 9 targets, including some downfield shots in week 14. He's had 12 touches in each of the last 2 games. I still think I'm going with Achane.
What's the total of that game? I'm getting very under vibes. I just don't know that it's going to be as high scoring as we're hoping with those 2 offenses. 48.5.
Which game?
Cowboys.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Together,
the Cowboys, the way this season's gone, it'll hit the 48.5. It's just they're going to either win or lose by 30.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. We got Zeke, McBride, Nico, or Chuba, and I have Kelsey. So pick a PPR flex.
Double tight end.
McBride, yeah. We're going a lot of 2 tight ends, but when you've got McBride and Kelsey.
Yeah.
Yep. Aaron Jones, Achane, or Hopkins, PPR.
This is one where I think Achane makes a lot of sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Way more upside than the other 2.
And remember, everybody, next year, if some tight end emerges and you have McBride or Kelsey, if he's still playing or whatever, pick the guy up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just be like, well, I'm set at tight end. I'm not going to get this awesome tight end.
No, forget that. Even if one's hanging around late on draft day, draft 2 tight ends.
Yeah, I agree. D-Hop or Devontae?
Devontae.
Yeah, Devontae.
I don't quite understand the Razor Ramon reference here, but Wicks over Devontae Smith? No.
No, I would still go Devontae.
Should I start Roshan over JSN?
People are just randomly putting wrestler names in their messages. I would start. I kind of like Roshan more than JSN because I think he'll have more touches than JSN.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, Dave did forget his sweater. Dave, where's your sweater?
I'm wearing it. It's under my shirt.
Tool chest down the stairs was really good spot, Home Alone. And thank you for voting, Kip. I appreciate that. For Flex and PPR, if Tyreek Hill plays, DJ Moore or Rashee Rice?
Ooh.
I do have Moore 1 spot ahead of Rice.
Yep.
More Rice.
Back to back, baby.
Ferguson or Likely?
I believe I have Likely ahead.
I think I have Ferguson ahead.
What are you eating today, Chris, by the way? Ham?
I've got like 14 pounds of pork in the oven right now. I just opened the door to give my friend his shoes that he left in here, and the smell in the living room was intoxicating. I started floating a little bit. I can't wait.
From his shoes?
Yes.
Adam is on a massive ham kick.
Well, we didn't get ham for Thanksgiving, so we're not having ham today on Christmas Eve, but we are hosting like 2 people tomorrow, and we have ham. So I will be making the ham.
I'll make some
ham over ham.
I'll make some Cuban sandwiches with some ham with the leftover pork, but I'm not. Ham should never be the centerpiece of a meal, is my opinion.
Wow.
Like
the worst take.
There are 2 versions of pig that you could eat: pork and ham, and pork is so clearly superior.
Yeah, I don't know
when it's cooked appropriately.
Well, I mean, I guess I sort of agree with that, but ham is very simple, right? I mean, you don't even have to just put it in the oven. It's so easy. It's so delicious.
Well,
nice
I mean, somebody had to make it before that.
Well, yeah, I guess, but you buy the pre-cooked ham. And all right, start 2: Mostert, Gibbs, or Bijan.
I'm sitting Bijan.
I'm sitting Mostert.
Wow.
I don't feel great about it.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm sitting Bijan. Pollard or Montgomery.
I'm sitting him though in that instance.
I agree.
Dave's eating his pen.
Yeah. Got a ham flavored pen. I think we're Pollard here.
Pollard, yeah.
But ham is the best. Yes, I agree. Half PPR.
You guys got to go to one Noche Buena party.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that means.
Just you lived in South Florida. You never heard of Noche Buena?
No. But I know what it means. I mean, I know what the translation.
Cuban Christmas Eve party. Okay. You just cook a big thing of pork and garlic and limes. It's delicious.
To be fair, I've never been to one, but I knew what they were.
I'm gonna cook a big thing of pork. It's just gonna be ham. Half PPR. Walker, Mostert, Montgomery, Zeke. Let's get 2.
Mostert.
Easy to me.
Walker and Mostert for moi.
Yeah.
I'm going Mostert and Zeke.
And we're all going Jackson over Goff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Vote it, yeah, brosy brosum. Non-PPR start 2. Pollard, Connor, Ken Walker. I'm sitting Connor.
I think I'm sitting Connor, yeah.
Definitely sitting Connor from this group.
How can I don't know if anybody has any insight on this. How can I find out if Nixon gets punt return duties today with readout?
Well, let's see who else is on their team. I've got a depth chart that is not provided by the team, not publicly. Let's see who else it could possibly be. Who could it be now? Okay, the punt returners that are listed here are Jayden Reed and Keyshawn Nixon.
All right.
You have something in your throat there. Nixon, according to what I'm looking at, he'll be the guy. They could always surprise us, though. So if you're unsure, go in a different direction.
I hate that song. Ugh. Ham is
I love it.
Pineapples. Yes. Love ham and pineapple. Start 2.
They do it in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Swift, Aaron Jones, Ty Chandler, Calvin Ridley.
Swift and Chandler.
I'll take I think I definitely want to take Ridley.
Yeah.
I think I want to end up taking I'll take Chandler with him.
All right. I think I want to go Swift and Ridley. It's tough with those running backs. Ridley for me and Dave, and Chandler for whatever. You said Chandler as one of you said Swift and Chandler?
Yep.
So go Swift and Ridley. That's like the consensus. 2 flexes. No. Chandler and Ridley would be the consensus. Chandler and Ridley.
All right, so I just got a Facebook notification. Sorry. I still have Facebook notifications set up for some reason, even though I never use it. And it said your mom, didn't say your mom. It said my mom's name. Just made a post. My baby is having babies. So proud. Which is news to me.
Congratulations, Chris.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Her plant, I guess, is having little plants come out of it. That was like, wait, did my sister forget to tell me something?
No, that's your mom trying to tell you something.
Yes, honestly, if she's like, This Christmas, I'm going to try to tell him how proud I am of a plant.
My mom is still trying to see like 10 fish shows a year. She's not ready for grandparentdom.
She will take grandparentdom. It's time to get that ham going, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
In the oven. Let's go. Start baking.
Okay. Flowers, JSN, Likely, and Komet.
I usually only get that from my wife's side of the family, so I appreciate getting it at work.
Yeah.
Likely and Flowers.
I will go with I kind of want to go with Komet and Likely. Flowers is more upside. Let's play it safe. Likely and Flowers.
Okay, go Ravens.
I don't even know if that's that safe, but that's what I'm doing.
Wicks or Gus?
What's the scoring?
I don't know.
I think if
I have
catches
Wicks.
count, it's Wicks. If catches don't count, it's close to being Gus.
That's fair. I have them back to back in my flex rankings. I think I'd go Wicks in either format, but if Gus is probably more likely to get a touchdown. So in non PPR, that could lead to him.
Yeah, but I think the flex option that you have is the right thing to do, because you might as well, right? You play Wicks, you flex Hill, and then you have a backup.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It would be very surprising if Hill was out. It wasn't that surprising that Hill didn't play last week. It would be very surprising if he didn't play this week, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Henry or Zeke?
I think I have Henry ranked higher. I do.
I looking. I have Zeke one spot ahead of Henry. I am scared.
It's
Yeah,
totally
Henry's
fair.
better than Turkey. Half PPR and a half point per first down.
That I just view that as full PPR. I don't really.
Fair.
I'd still go Wicks here. Although point for first down is actually a better format for Zamir White than full PPR would be. So he says, I think Likely and Wicks are close enough that waiting on Zamir if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, I think that's fine. That's what I would do. I would go with Likely.
Thank you for voting. Nico or wait on the Raiders?
I would go with the Raiders, guys.
I'd go with Nico. Catches counting means something.
Really, really bad matchups on both sides.
That's true.
Well, the Chiefs' run defense is garbage.
Yeah.
They stepped up a little last week.
For me, it's more about the opportunity.
Zeke.
Okay, so they're taking a step forward this week. We'll see how they do. I'll take Achan over Chandler.
I'll take Achan over Chandler as well.
Oh, look at this. Gators running back Trevor Etienne has committed to the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if that's more or less likely to mean Travis Etienne has a good game. Is he more or less motivated?
That's a heck of a get for them.
They got Colby Young from Miami, too.
They did, yeah. Jordan Addison or DeAndre Hopkins?
Ooh, I think I have Hopkins ranked higher. I do.
I think I do, too, but I don't know if I really – I'm taking Addison.
Get all these people. What was it? Wait, okay, hold on. Brian, I'm going to get your question. I don't get it. This was the one ranking for Dave, Jamie, and Heath that I just didn't understand is Jordan Addison. I really don't want to start him at all. He had 6 targets last week. He turned them into 2 touchdowns. Both of them were a little bit lucky to me. You know he's not getting a lot of targets.
Doing that all year.
But he did that with Cousins. As soon as Cousins got hurt, he's been pretty much junk. And then you throw Jefferson in there. So I don't know. He's third on the team in targets.
Okay. I can explain myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the Vikings are going to throw a decent amount today. Not only has the Lions' pass defense been bad for the majority of the season, they don't have Jerry Jacobs. They're not going to get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. They are running low on defensive backs that can make some plays. And this is a very good too strong. This is a good passing offense with very good receivers in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings are still 7th in passing yards in the NFL. I think they're 4th in a pass attempt, so not like super efficient without Kirk Cousins. But no, I'm with you, Adam. I've got Jordan Addison way lower than those guys. They've got him 27th, 25th, and 27th. I've got him 29th at wide receiver, so I'm with you. Those guys are crazy.
Well, once you get to the 30s, you start talking about the Locketts of the world and the Curtis Samuels of the world. So I get it, but I just don't have any confidence in him. I mean, he's had so many bad games since Cousins left, and that's without Justin Jefferson. So to me, he lucked into a good game last week with Justin Jefferson. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Hey, Jamie, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. We're going to paint a happy little picture here for Brian Long. We'll paint some happy little tree. That's that guy, right? Is that Bob Ross or no? Looks like him.
Looks like a young version of him.
I can't tell. Well, thank you for voting, Brian. Pick a running back and a flex on this crazy long list, and then a tight end.
HN to me is the running back.
Yeah.
Monte. Oh no, it's we don't need a receiver. Full PPR. I'll take McBride as the flex.
Yeah.
I think it's Laporta or McBride after the.
Oh, okay, fine. Then Adams would be my flex.
No.
HN and Adams and McBride.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, McBride. If you're asking a McBride question, the only question you should be asking him is McBride or Kelsey, because everyone has McBride either first or second.
Actually, in half and non-PPR, I would take Laporta over McBride.
Would you really?
I get it.
And I mean, even if you're talking about a flex, I've got McBride as a top 24 flex player this week.
Me too.
Yeah, that's true. You could. I would say if you can play all those guys, I would play one of the tight ends in HN.
Okay.
Yeah, if Laporta and McBride were part of it, it would be McBride and HN. If not, yeah.
Oh, this is just garbage. Magic 8 Ball says Dan is funnier than Adam. I don't know. Come on. Magic 8 Ball says a lot of things. Pick up Wicks or Pierce to play over McLaurin.
It only says like 8 things.
Pick up Wicks or Pierce to play over McLaurin.
I'd go with McLaurin.
Me too.
Go with McLaurin. Although Wicks has more upside. I mean, it depends what you're looking at. If you're stuck and you're chasing points, I think Wicks has a chance for a bigger day than McLaurin does.
Half PPR, Wicks or Godwin for the last flex.
I would go Godwin.
Same. Hey, can I be excused for a few minutes?
No. Do you have your hall pass?
You're supposed to be off anyway, so go.
What if I give you one of these?
Oh, very nice.
Put it in the mail.
Yeah. All right, where are we here?
Last week was such sweet vindication for me, finally getting one good Chris Godwin game all season after taking crap for liking him all year.
You only got crap once. I mean, yeah. Okay, where are we here? With Pittman out, Singletary or Josh Downs?
I'd go Singletary.
Yeah, Dinesh, I'm not so sure about that. Jamie, a lot of Jamie shirts look blue but aren't blue. Is that blue?
This is white with like blue dots.
See, I thought it was like stripes.
Stripes?
Stripes. All right, you know what I said. You didn't have to do it. You could have let it go.
Have you seen Stripes, Adam?
Of course I've seen the movie Stripes. It's one of my favorite Bill Murray movies.
Do you think Dan has?
Oh, of course.
Absolutely not. No question.
Dan's never seen Ghostbusters. Not seen Stripes.
Yeah.
All right, I need a running. Remember, Peter, Ray, Egon, and Winston. He's Game of Thrones, Egon Targaryen.
I think if Dan has seen any Bill Murray movie, it's probably just Lost in Translation. I feel like he probably hasn't, if he's only seen one.
You're right. That's a great call.
No, Caddyshack. I've already seen Caddyshack.
I think there's no chance he's seen Caddyshack.
I'm going to text him right now. All right. We need a running back and 2 flex from that group.
Walker and Hall.
I need 2 flexes. Walker, Hall, and Wilson is where I'd go, I think.
Yes, and if you're concerned about actually, I'd probably go Walker, Hall, and DeVonta Smith. I don't know if I want to go all in on the Jets.
All right, we got a lot of poop emojis here. Tua or Baker Mayfield, and Gesicki or Goddard?
Tua and Goddard.
I will go Baker and Goddard.
Is that our bet, Jamie? Tua versus Baker?
Our bet, no. Your quarterback bet is with Dan. Our bet is Breece Hall versus Bijan.
And I have Bijan, right?
Correct.
And the loser has to put a picture of the other person behind them.
That's right.
Okay. Jerome Ford, Antonio Gibson, or Gus Edwards?
I think I have Ford ranked highest of this group.
I will say Ford probably makes the most sense, but I have a sneaky feeling that Gus gets into the end zone. No Javon Hargrave. We saw what that run defense. I'm sorry, no Armstead.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have Armstead last week. I know they didn't have Armstead and Hargrave last week. But without Keaton Mitchell, I think that's what the Ravens are going to really try and do is run the ball against San Francisco. And I think Edwards has a sneaky good game.
All right. Dan will say he saw Space Jam. That's a great call.
Or do you think he saw Zombieland too?
Yes.
Oh, that is, technically a Bill Murray, yeah.
I need 1.5 PPR. Addison, James Conner, or Ty Chandler?
Chandler.
Addison, James Conner, or Ty Chandler? I'll go Addison.
Wait, this wasn't the one I wanted to click, but we'll do it anyway. Go ahead, Nathan. Here's your question. Start through like I'm asking you to read it, Nathan. Njoku, London, Hawkinson, Swift, Garrett Wilson. We need 3. One of them has to be a tight end.
So he's sitting Swift and Garrett Wilson. London for me is easy.
I do have Hawkinson ahead of Njoku, but they're back-to-back. I think I would go Swift, Wilson, Hawkinson.
Yeah, London's my favorite. I will go London, Hawkinson, Wilson.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Sit 1 in PPR. Nico, Chandler, Zeke, or Aaron Jones?
Absolutely blew my mind that wasn't a real movie.
Angels and whatever?
Yeah, whatever it's called, yeah.
Sit 1 in PPR. I'm sitting Chandler.
Schaefer knows the name of the movie, I bet. He loves Home Alone.
Angels with
Schaefer's going to absolutely kill me in Baked Burger today.
What is it? Angels with what?
Angels with filthy souls. And then the second one's Angels with filthier souls.
Really?
Love it.
Jamie said that Schaefer's going to crush him in Baked Burger. I already jinxed Schaefer's team. I said he's definitely going to win. He's the best team. He's no chance to lose.
Oh,
Right now.
no doubt.
All right. Chinese is the best Christmas dinner.
Don't mind, but that's Christmas Day. You know, that for me, Christmas Eve was always the big day for us. Christmas Day is the lazy day.
Yeah. Roshan, Nico, or Ingram. Pick 2.
Nico and Ingram.
Roshan is my favorite, and Ingram.
Wow. Okay, so that's a little bold. So you must really like Roshan then.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Week 12 without Deontay Foreman in that game against Minnesota. Roshan had 15 total touches, led the team. I think this is a game where he leads the team again, and Arizona stinks against the run. So love the setup there for him. Nico makes me a little nervous. You know, I know he's going to get a lot of targets, and I know the Browns defense has been a little bit leaky lately, but soft tissue injuries always make me nervous. It's still Case Keenum, and I don't. This just feels a little off for Collins. So Ingram, I think, with Lawrence back, should be a monster.
Why isn't Kevin Stefanski like the runaway coach of the year? That team being 9-5 and 12th in points is stunning.
Yes, I think a lot of people will still look at it and say their defense, while the offense has certainly gone through a share of injuries with the 2 tackles, the quarterback, and the running back, the defense has remained mostly intact and was expected to be one of the better defenses in the league. When you look at Shane Steichen and what he's done, it's hard to overlook that. You know, they lost their quarterback, that team that was not expected to be good. They're in the race for the division. Sean McVay, obviously with the turnover that they've had and what he's been able to accomplish.
A lot of good coaches out there.
A lot of good coaches out there, you know. So Stefanski's definitely in the mix, but I don't know, runaway.
But that man, like, I think they're the only team to ever win with 4 different starting quarterbacks in the same season.
Would you say that these
win what?
Win a game with 4 different starting quarterbacks.
Well, the Vikings.
Oh, did they? Oh, yeah, Nick Mullins got the win last week. Or no, did they win last week?
They did not win last week, but they've gotten 4 different quarterbacks. So
no, but he's saying that the Browns have actually won.
Yeah, 4 different starting quarterbacks have won a game for the Browns this season.
Would you say that he's earned his stripes this year?
Exactly, yes.
So if they do, they actually will get 4 wins from a quarterback, because the game that Josh Dobbs came in for Jaron Hall, they won, and that win technically was Hall.
Yep.
So Dobbs won a game, Hall would have won a game.
Yeah, so Mullins needs to win one, yeah.
Sure.
All right. This is from Shay. I need 2 wide receivers: AJ Brown, Jefferson, Rashee Rice.
Good.
Okay. AJ Brown and Jefferson. And
Yeah, it sucks to sit Rashee Rice, but if you're going to, it's for those two guys.
Yeah.
Who's your running back here? Taylor? Taylor for me.
It's Bijan for me, but I like all four of those guys.
Yeah, Taylor for me too.
Jonathan Taylor, please.
Zeke, Chandler, or Connor? Pick two.
Zeke and Chandler for me.
Yep.
I have it ranked differently.
Sorry.
It's okay. I have Connor and Chandler.
Dak or Baker?
Dak.
I agree. Let me see the sweater, Adam.
Oh, yeah. So it's a Christmas vacation sweater that's missing a comma. But
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one before.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's good if you get the joke. If you don't, it just looks like someone saying, I don't know Margot, which is just not a funny sweater at all. This is from a different Jamie. A-Chan or Ayuk in non-PPR?
Oh,
A-Chan.
boy. I think so, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Zeke or Gus, Nico or Drake?
Zeke and Drake.
Cosign.
I would go Nico over Drake, but other than that, I agree. So I agree on the one other thing.
All right. Thank you for voting. Much appreciated.
Buddha.
Pick two. Josh Downs, JSN, Wicks, and Douglas.
Is Wicks the easiest of these four? I say yes.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
go Wicks and Jason.
I'd go Wicks and Douglas.
I'll take JSN with Wicks. I don't really like the other three that much.
It's tough to trust them, but yeah.
I haven't heard back from Schneier about whether or not he's seen Caddyshack.
Yeah, I hit him up in the Slack as well. No response yet.
He's
Jamie
still
and I-
hungover from his big Christmas
Jamie and I had
party.
a great chat with him yesterday as he's trying to decide between Clyde Edwards-Helaire, AJ Dillon, and Chris Rodriguez, and he is tilting so hard. It's really
Oh my God.
So what I did was just for him, I ranked them all back to back to back, and I sent him a screen grab.
I love it.
All right, so listen, everybody, we're almost done. We got time. We got 10, 12 minutes, whatever. But please vote for us. Go to sportspodcastawards.com, sportspodcastawards.com. Click on Vote Now. Go to the fantasy betting and sports gaming category and vote for fantasy football today. When you're done with that, go to the baseball category, best baseball podcast, vote for fantasy baseball today. It's so quick. It's so easy. I know we've gotten a lot of votes today already, and I really appreciate that. And let's see, have we gotten up to 800 likes yet? What do we got? 864. All right, let's get to
1,000.
1,000. Yeah, let's get to 1,000. Pacheco or Derrick Henry?
Pacheco.
Yeah.
Texans or Colts? DST.
INDY.
Colts, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Indy. You spelled it Indy. That's right.
Damn
Henry.
right I did.
Lawrence or Goff?
Lawrence.
I'll take Goff.
I have Goff ahead.
I think that game could be a shootout too between the Lions and the Vikings. A lot of defensive backs missing there.
Did you all say Goff?
No.
Nice.
I said Goff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go Lawrence too. Am I really sitting Zeke for McBride in PPR?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. You can do, Harry, if you've got a different feeling in your gut, go with your gut.
Yeah. Derrick Henry or Ty Chandler?
Ty.
Henry.
Okay, before I get to this, I saw one that said Gus Edwards or Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Nico, Sutton, Chandler, Montgomery. Okay, we need a wide receiver and a flex.
I'll take Sutton and Montgomery.
Yes.
Nico and Chandler.
All right.
You're just doing the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Browns
No,
or
I'm not.
Broncos?
Chris, oxygen or carbon dioxide? I'll take oxygen.
I'll take Broncos.
I've got the Browns
Broncos.
one.
Oh, Harry, you got another question answered. Nice work. OBJ or Wicks, half PPR?
Because you're not paying
Wicks.
attention to the people's
Wicks.
names. I'm going Wicks over Odell.
John Wicks. Right?
I'm taking them back.
Okay. What do we got? Javonte Williams, Curtis Samuel, or Josh Downs?
Samuel.
Javonte.
Yeah, Javonte for me.
Okay, for my next trick, I'm only going to read a question that has a name that we haven't ask yet. It was like that was the first Javonte one. So let me see if I can find one. I don't think
Aikman or Marino? No,
Finkel or Einhorn? All right, I can't find one. So let's do this.
Aikman Marino. Come on.
What'd you say?
Aikman or Marino?
Well, Marino never won a championship. Hopkins or Swift?
Swift.
I'll take Hopkins in full PPR.
I think I would take Hopkins.
Geno Smith or Joseph Flacco?
Flacco.
Geno.
I have Geno one spot higher.
I'm very surprised that you guys have Flacco ahead of Geno. Geno's got a great match.
I'm expecting a big run day for Ken Walker. So
Right. Same.
Right. Okay. Ooh, Ryan voted. Laporta, Aaron Jones, Achane, or Walker?
Man, pick two.
Walker
Okay.
and Achane.
I would go Achane and Laporta.
I like Walker and Laporta.
I'll take 2 running backs at the end.
Kraft or Pitts? Half PPR.
Kraft.
I would go
Pitts.
with Pitts, but yeah.
Yeah, in Pitts, but in Chris's voice.
What do we got? Ford, Roschon, and Flowers. We need a running back and a wide receiver. Oh, sorry. There's a lot more than that. Ford, Roschon, Flowers, Myers, Cooks.
You answered it. Roschon and Flowers.
It'd be Ford and Myers for me.
I think I have. Who do I have? I have Myers over Flowers, so I'll take Myers and Roschon.
Gibbs or Bijan, PPR.
Jameer.
Man, I've got Bijan one spot ahead.
Jamiroquai.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't get what is this little river band? No, I don't do that. I am very much into broadcasts and the sounds.
Dave is the mute guy.
I'm the mute guy.
These games. Bijan, Hall, and Taylor. Pick 2.
Hall and Taylor for me.
I got Bijan a spot higher than Hall with Taylor.
Yeah, I go Bijan and Taylor. Chris is abstaining.
I'm just trying to figure out what like Little River. I'm not recognizing any of these names. Apparently, they had several hits, and I just reminiscing. I don't know that one.
Yeah, reminiscing. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to answer Ask FFT questions while I'm answering this too, and I'm answering them twice.
Chris is voting for carbon dioxide. Pollard or Devontae Smith, PPR.
Pollard.
Pollard.
I think I might go Smith.
Who let the dogs out, by the way?
We do have 2 dogs, and my friend's dog is a barker.
I gotcha. Beckham or Roschon, half PPR.
Roschon.
I would. Yeah, that's actually I would go with Roschon. I haven't answered Roschon many times.
Yeah, I feel a little more reluctant.
I can't wait to see the Roschon Wicks swings that are going to happen today. Either they're both going to be unbelievably awesome or terrible. I don't think there's any middle ground.
Roschon really gives me Week 15 Antonio Gibson vibes. That's my concern.
But I don't know because
one was playing the Rams, one's playing the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
No, but you were right about Gibson not really getting a bigger role, and they gave it to Chris Rodriguez. But we saw 3 weeks ago that Roschon did get that role.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't seem to really want Khalil Herbert. It wouldn't. I'd be 30% surprised if. Well, I'd be a little surprised if Khalil Herbert just like became the lead back and Roschon just stayed as the 3rd down back. But it wouldn't shock me. But I'd be surprised.
I think the smart money is on Herbert and Roschon splitting running downs and Roschon sticking on passing downs.
Yeah.
Okay. Bijan or ETN, and Ford, McLaurin or JSN.
Bijan and McLaurin for me.
Same.
ETN and McLaurin for me.
Stupid comment here, but then 2 running backs, Derrick Henry, Devon Achane, Aaron Jones, and Ty Chandler.
Achane and Henry.
I'll take Achane and
Yep, Achane and Henry.
I lost a lot of credibility last night when I decided to watch Ladybugs instead of Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I don't know what Ladybugs is.
It's a soccer movie with Rodney Dangerfield.
The backup goalie on his high school team decided to watch that movie.
You never saw Ladybugs, Chris? You would love Ladybugs. You would love it. Mahomes, Geno, or Mullins?
Come on.
Mahomes.
You have to start Geno because you asked this question, Jose. Everybody else is going to start Mahomes.
Oh, because Mahomes has been so good. He has more than 21 points in like one of his last 6 games or something. But it was
How many does Mullins have?
Now with Geno though, Njoku or Barkley?
Njoku.
What's the scoring?
Well, one guy scores points, one guy doesn't.
I would go Barkley, but it's closer than it should be.
I think I have Barkley higher in non-PPR. I don't. I have Njoku higher all the way around.
Wow.
Let's go with the Hurricane.
We already answered this. Roshan
over Odell. Full PPR is better than half PPR.
Chandler or Singletary?
Very close
I
for
like
me.
Chandler better.
Chandler.
Yeah.
Chandler makes more sense, but wouldn't surprise me if Singletary's better. He's been great.
Mostly good.
Purdy or Fields?
Brock.
Purdy was close.
Yeah,
I'd go Fields.
JSN or Ayuk? Chandler, Montgomery, Barkley, Bijan.
Ayuk. And Bijan. Oh, 3 RBs. I'm sitting Montgomery.
Yeah. Okay. Goff or Tua?
Goff.
Breece Hall or Noah Brown?
Hall.
Breece Hall.
Yes.
London or Waddle?
Breece Hall's going nuts today. London.
Do I have London over Waddle? I have them back-to-back. Waddle 1 spot higher.
I have Waddle.
I couldn't love London more at home today.
I know. You're crazy about London for sure.
That's how I feel about Calvin Ridley.
Right. I'm with you. I'd take Ridley over London.
I like Paris.
Paris is nice.
Flacco or Lawrence, and then Chandler or Lockett?
Trevor and Chandler.
Lawrence and Chandler. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Higher ceiling, Kyler or Flacco?
Flacco.
Concur.
Please pick 2, Bijan, Breece, and Taylor.
Sitting Breece Hall.
I'm saying Bijan.
Yeah, I'll sit Breece, but it's really close between Bijan and Breece. We all agree on Taylor, at least.
Breece yourself. Right? Okay.
You didn't stare for extra seconds. Nobody would get that.
Thielen, Cooks, Myers, Pop Douglas. We need 1, 1, and 1.
Bijan's your running back. Myers is your receiver.
I'd go Connor at flex.
Bijan, Dillon, and Connor.
I'm going Bijan, Myers, and Connor.
Bijan, Myers, Connor.
Okay. Bijan,
I kind of
Connor.
feel Thielen this week, though. I get it with Thielen.
Ken Walker.
Any part of the Raiders tomorrow.
Ken Walker or Rashee Rice?
Walker.
That's a good one. Rice.
Jacobs or Swift?
Swift. Can't take a chance.
Yeah.
Correct.
Take a chance. I started James Cook against Josh Allen. I'm down bad. Pick 2, Flowers, Wicks, Noah Brown, or Curtis Samuel.
Wicks
Flowers
is the easy
and
one.
Wicks.
And I'll go Flowers.
Yeah, especially I think those two have the most upside of the
All right. All right, folks. I'll answer a few more. There are plenty of games that are not starting at 1 o'clock. Did this one. Sorry. Let's see. Montgomery or Chandler, and then the other one or McBride.
Chandler and McBride.
Montgomery and McBride.
I agree. Montgomery and McBride. The M's. M and M.
Jacobs, Connor, Godwin. We need 1.
I think I'd go Godwin over Connor.
Even in half?
Godwin.
I think so.
Okay. I'll take Connor. Full PPR, I'd go Godwin too, but half makes a difference.
Okay, 2 more. Bijan or Ken Walker?
Bijan.
Walker.
And I think we answered that one. who to bench. Ingram, McBride, Waddle, Chandler, Montgomery, half PPR.
I think I'm benching
Chandler,
Montgomery.
I think.
I'm benching Chandler.
Yeah, we've gotten so many Chandler Montgomery ones to me. I keep flipping on that.
Chandler, the minute DJ Reader got out of that game, Chandler took off.
But that was like the first drive.
Exactly. He
It
took
was
off.
the first. He could. No, I said it's a huge step up in competition, and Mattison's playing, so I would bench. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Good luck to you. We have a stream tonight, but it's later than usual. It's at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So me, Dave, and Jamie will be there to recap the day's action. And yeah, let's go get a win. All right. Take it easy, everybody. We'll see you tonight on Fantasy Football Today.